Welcome to the Nordic Stitches podcast. My name is Lily and I'm a Norwegian knitting designer. This is a podcast about yarn, knitting, crochet, embroidery, and spinning, but also about other things that I am passionate about in life. I love our planet, and doing what I can for our environment is something that influences my crafts in a very big way, and I talk about it on a regular basis. I'm also very passionate about human and animal rights. I always have been. I love my fellow human and I embrace diversity. No matter your background, you are welcome here. In real life, I curse like a sailor, and even though I try my best not to curse in my podcast, I'm not going to edit out any cursing that may occur because I don't believe in editing yourself. Now, thank you for tuning in. I hope that you'll stay with me throughout the episode. Everything I talk about is linked and included in the show notes below the video. Grab a good something to drink, something to craft on, and let's get this podcast started. Hi guys, and welcome to the Nordic Stitches podcast, episode number 1. This is nerve-wracking. There's absolutely no separation between heaven and earth today. The clouds are actually kissing the ground. Yeah, I don't like spiders at all. I have arachnophobia. Massive arachnophobia. Shit! Shit, it's huge! Oh my god! Don't come down. I love nature. I don't like spiders. Why couldn't we follow the butterflies? Three years. Hello and welcome to new and returning viewers. Today we are going to go through quite a bit of admin as this is uploaded, recorded the day before. This is uploaded exactly to the date of the 3-year anniversary of this podcast. Now some of you may think, wait a minute, didn't you just have a 3-year anniversary? I did. Well, Nordic Stitches Designs did. I released my first patterns and started designing before I started podcasting, so I've always talked about the designs of mine here in the podcast as well, so I've already celebrated that, but today we are going to celebrate 3 years here on YouTube, and let's be honest, it hasn't been a smooth ride. I need to start by saying that I am more than ever beyond grateful and humble that those of you who have followed me from the beginning still are here. I always cry, and today I will not cry. The intro today is actually a 2-year on YouTube video. If you are not familiar, I got hacked and deleted this year from YouTube. This is not the first time this has happened to a knitting podcast, but it sucks, and it still sucks. I've battled the should I just stop it, should I just delete everything thoughts, both in terms of my designs and this podcast, but I'm still here. I love what I do, and it's been tough, it's been fun, it's been overwhelming, it's been rewarding, and what an adventure. And it is all because of you. Every single thumbs up, even the thumbs down, every comment, every share, every follow, every subscriber means the world to me, and I just really love what I am doing, and I just want to say thank you so much for every person who drops by. You know, if this isn't for you, then thank you for checking it out. If you stay with me, have been with me for these last 3 years, just thank you. to celebrate, there is going to be a 3-day sale on Instagram. If you're not familiar, I have uploaded plenty of videos. One YouTube for knitters tutorial, which I've gotten a lot of amazing feedback on. Thank you so much. I was so scared uploading these tutorials. So that is one video. So if you need to know anything about interacting and liking and finding something in a knitting podcast on YouTube, that video is for you. And as I talk about them, you will see them popping up on the screen with an eye, and you can click on it and right click and open in a new window. I do believe it actually opens in a new window. I always forget this. If you just click it and you can watch it later or before this video, you know, it's up to you. I've also made an Instagram for knitters, super scratch and a little bit up to playing with my stories for beginners. So if you are not on Instagram, maybe you want to check out that playlist. Because a 3-day sale is starting today. It's actually live already when this video goes live. Every day there will be 30%, because 3 years, 30%, and 3 is my lucky number. And 3 days, so 333 all over the place. I'm rambling already. This is a great start. Anyway, one day is going to be color work today, so only today up until midnight you will have 30% off everything I've designed in color work. Up till midnight Oslo time. You need to Google and figure that out, what that may be in your time zone. Day number 2 and day number 3, same thing, only for 24 hours. All my sock patterns are going to be on 30%, and all my shawl patterns is going to be on 30%. So make sure to stay tuned over on Instagram if you're interested in any of that or all of that. I'm recording, right? Yeah, sure. Freshly out of the shower. I took an almost 2-week social media break, and it was amazing. I just needed a break. Because time spent on this is less time knitting, less time hiking, less time with your loved ones, and less time anything. And it was just, I got so much done for those 2 weeks, and so I now have a completely new schedule, you know what I mean, for my social media activity. So I will only publish on my profile 3 days a week, but I will be more active on my stories on Instagram, for example. So, and I will also only use an hour a day on the phone. 1 hour. It sounds like a lot, but if you add up all the times you just stretch out and reach for your phone for no reason, that adds up. So I'm having a real tough time right now just sticking to the 1 hour, but I'm telling you, it's amazing. Also new on Instagram is that I'm going to use my main profile, the grid, my front page, if you will, if you go to my profile, to promote my designs. So far I've called it Nordic Stitches Designs, and people follow it, seeing it. However, every time I publish something that is actually my designs, people unfollow me, and I get nothing in comparison in terms of likes and interaction. And this is all on me, by the way. If you're feeling, you know, oh my god, she's attacking me, just forget it, because it's all on me. But I don't know why I've done both for 3 years, my personal Instagram and designs, but it is a designer's account. So sometimes in between, I will most likely publish something if I've finished it, but if you want to follow my knitting journey, anything else, plus a little bit of life if I feel like sharing, that's the Instagram stories. So my main page will be 99% my designs. Yeah. So far it's working out very nice. It's bringing me into this in a little bit. I'm just gonna check my show notes again. I swallowed my words there. Did you hear that? yeah, I'm gonna go into the new design after I talked about knit-alongs. Every knit-along I hosted is now cancelled. For 2 months, no chatter, and 1 person finished a pair of socks and entered in one of the 3 cows. This tells me no one's interested, ergo, they are gone. Simple as that. Hosting a knit-along, organizing a knit-along, and handling the patterns, and handling the people, and handling the prices actually takes time and effort. And so doing that with no one interested is just a waste of my time. And so the 1 person, thank you, who did post a finished object received 5 patterns from my shop for free. So she got a lot out of those knit-alongs. Anyway, I also want to touch upon that if you now feel I posted on Instagram, if you don't have a public account on Instagram, I promise we will get to knitting. I've been talking for almost 10 minutes. I promise we will get to knitting. But it is important that we go through all the admin because not everybody is aware. If you don't have a public account and you tag me in a picture, I'm not going to see the picture. I can't follow millions of people on Instagram, so if you really want me to see your pictures on Instagram, you need to have a public account. If I, of course, don't already follow you. There's that. So now you know that. What else? Oh, yeah, the Clean Ocean shawl and the Clean Ocean sock. The fundraising for the Clean Ocean socks and the Clean Ocean shawl that I designed to raise money for Ocean Conservancy, which is a lovely organization that cleans beaches and oceans and helps save animal life. It's amazing. It has slowed down a lot. Not a lot of people have purchased that pattern after it got released. So if you want to keep helping me raise funds for a super organization that do a lot of very good, decent work, the links to the patterns is down below with everything else, but you can also just go to my Ravelry store and browse, and they are very high up on my portfolio grid because they are pretty fresh. And to everyone who has purchased those, thank you. It means very much. We have raised more than half of what we did total last year for 6 months, which is amazing. So thank you. I really do appreciate your purchases in this case, because you know, more than 50% off every single sale, both for the socks, the shawl, and the sock shawl ebook, because you can do that. You can grab both to a little bit of a discounted price. More than 50% of the sales tag actually goes to Ocean Conservancy. So thank you. New design. Okay, I'm just gonna put my show notes away for a little bit. Introducing the Burrow shawl. This is first. Thank you to Lay Family Yarns. Where is the text? I have 2 versions. This is the main version. It is knit up and sponsored by Lay Family Yarns in the United Kingdom. They have, there we go, focus. They have the most amazing yarns. I've only purchased minis from them in the future in the past, and I loved them. Every mini that I've knit into the blanket that I'm not showing you today is on my grab sweaters quantity exclamation mark list, because I went into their site to grab yarns for this shawl because of this shawl. I saw it in my feed on Instagram and I said, oh, that's perfect. And so I sent them a message asking if they had any 50-gram hanks available, because it's not necessary with 3 full hanks for a shawl design like this. I know a lot of people do that, but it's just not necessary. And so she said sure, and I made this custom order, and she just never took my payment. She said consider it yarn support, so thank you. It's very much appreciated. And what I have left is this, And the only reason I have something left, I'm so shaky today, is because I wanted to knit them into my blanket. There you go. You will hear me mention this in the video, but I am very stressed in my brain today because of fibromyalgia fog mixed up with, oh my god, I haven't done packing, I'm podcasting, which takes forever, and I'm going tomorrow mixture. What I wanted to say about the shawl design is, it is designed for any gauge, any. You choose the yarn you want to use, you choose the needles you want to use with your yarn. You can use your minis, you can use colors into a fade, just like I've done with the Lay Family yarns, or the possibilities are endless here, and also is written out in both charted instructions and written instructions, so you can knit from the instructions that you are most comfortable with. And not only that, it is hand-holding, beginner-friendly, encouraging you to not only knit the design, but to play with it. And each and every section of the shawl is written out in the most easy way, so that you can either knit A, B, and C, for example, or A, B, C twice. You can really play around with this design, and it has been so much fun making it. Okay, let's go back to my past self. Sorry. I'm gonna talk about the second version first. This is the first version I knit while waiting for the yarn for this, just to make sure that the pattern was okay. I mostly do that, knit things twice just to make sure. So this is more of a steep. This is more of a high contrast kind of shawl. This and this is a homespun house. This green is, I believe, salmon jelly. Lovely greens. The brown is a colorway that I can't remember by Garnbutikken Fortuna in central Norway. I don't have the tag. I am so professional. Sorry. Garnbutikken Fortuna. Absolutely lovely base. It's fingering weight, but it's a little bit plumper. And as you can see, it's got beautiful texture. It's getting washed out today. I'm recording inside just because fall's here. Autumnal in the air. So a homespun house, Garnbutikken Fortuna, and a homespun house. And this at the bottom here, dark gray, is called Ash. And it is way longer. If I grab the tip here and stretch my arms out, this is what I have left. So it's a lot longer than my arm span. So this is version number 1. I don't know what I'm going to do with this, because I thought I was going to keep it for myself, but it may go into a gift basket. And then there's this one. The original. It is, as you will have figured out by now, by all my ramblings, knit up in Lay Family yarns. And there will be shawl kits for this when it is released. This is a teaser. You can see my bra strap. I'm just gonna cover that. So this is knit up in Lay Family yarns. They will have a kit for this in their shop, and I recommend you grab it. Just really. The shawl pattern will be released on 15th of September, so less than 2 weeks from now. And I'm gonna have to change my battery because it's blinking, and I will be right back rambling more about my designs and everything else I have lined up in my mom's couch. Ta-da! Like I said, this is available 15th of September. However, I have no batteries left. I'm gonna have to go and grab my camera bag and new batteries. since I'm going to Bergen Knitting Festival, I grabbed a bag for my camera. I'm considering leaving my tripod at my mom's place when I leave. When you see this, I will be on a boat. Yeah. This is the front pocket with all the batteries. I have 5 batteries now, which is only proper when you're going to a knitting festival for the first time, because you never know what you're going to see. Anyway, back to the design. And because this isn't a 4K quality Hollywood real life kind of movie, this is just going to have to stay the way it is, because I am very busy packing up. And like I said, when you see this, I will be on a boat. I am setting sails to central Norway to visit some family, take a lot of hikes, and prepare a little, visit my old living situation of a stash that I have in a storage facility, and just yeah, prepare for a Bergen Knitting Festival. This design, like I said, will be released the 15th of September. If you want a 20% discount, all you have to do is sign up for the email list for the release of this shawl. And how that works is as follows: no messages in social media, only email to the email down below here, or via my profile on Instagram. Click on email, not message, email. I get a lot of messages and I'm not going to go through and filter. When opening this email, simply type in the Burrow email list, or just the Burrow email, whatever. Just as long as I know that this is what this email that you're sending me is about. If you want to, you can include a message in this email, but do not ask any questions, because I've already had a lot of messages, email about this design, having people say, I want to be on this email list, which is so amazing. I am so happy that this design is already reaching out to so many people and creating so much engagement. So send me an email. I will already have your email just by you sending it to me. So just, you know, don't care about the message, include a message, but don't include a question, because I'm not going to go through every email and get back to every one of you. So if you have questions about my designs or whatever, just send me 2 emails and I will get back to you. When this pattern goes live, you will receive 1 bulk email that you can't respond to, with the direct link to this pattern page, which is already live on Ravelry if you want to check it out. Also link down below. I'm having a rift in my nail. And you will get a 20% discount off the pattern. That's how that works. So if you want to be notified via email and get 20% off the pattern, all you have to do is, again, send me a link like I just described. Yay! And just because it is a new design and I'm feeling sentimental because it's 3 years and all, here's a little video of the Burrow, inspired by Harry Potter, if that wasn't obvious. That was the Burrow. I've always wanted to make something that was Harry Potter inspired, just because I'm such a Harry Potter head. I need to re-enter my housings and re-find my wand and everything, because it's all lost for some reason. It may have to do with the hacking in April, because everything related to that email is just gone bonkers. So I will re-sort myself into a house, hoping that I get into the same, just saying, and just go from there. But I'm rambling now about Harry Potter, so I love Harry Potter. I love this design. I am super thrilled that so many of you is receiving it with such open arms. I finished a hat. Heavily inspired by Anna of the Anna Knitter podcast. I haven't received the pom-poms that I ordered, so that the threads that I'm going to sew the button on, one of those, you know, snap-on pom-poms, so they can swap out for every. So I have the threads here still, and it is simple and very easy. It is just knit in 2x2 rib, all the way from cast on to finished. I didn't decrease. I took a needle, these 2 strands of yarn. I went through all the live stitches and I pulled tight. Yes, I did. That's how you can knit your first beanie if you've ever wanted to do that. It's going to be super warm. Check out this amazing thing. You're not going to see this part when the pom-pom gets on there, so it's going to be fine. I love this colorway. Sadly, people, this is a dipod accident. Happy accident, may I add. It is from Garnbutikken Fortuna. I bought this when I visited them in December of last year. Look at the stretch. I knit this on 4mm needles with double strands, so I had it caked up before I put my things on storage and I packed the yarn in my suitcase. I knit with the outer strand and the inner strand at once, and it created this thick beanie that I can fold up to a thick brim. And this is the tag for the yarn, Garnbutikken Fortuna. They also have a very awesome knitting podcast in Norwegian, if you are interested in that. I love those two, mother and daughter. Very funny couple of women. No idea where that came from. Like I said, knit on 4mm needles, and I used this much, and I can swap with this and stuff like that. So that is something that I finished since last, which is I think 3 weeks now. It's been a while. I've also finished a pair of socks. I'm just gonna take out one sock blocker. These are from the lovely Patricia of P Fortune and Knitography. She hand makes these from birch trees on her farm, and it is just what that woman does. It's amazing. If you don't know who she is, check out her YouTube channel and Instagram, because she needs to be followed. This is her Selbu sock blockers. I have her Selbu mitten blockers, foot gauge. I have a lot of things from her. I'm not done shopping in her shop though, so just putting that out there. This sock I showed you the last time, or it may be the second, who knows. They look the same. This is the second. I finished the pair. This is socks that I knit with yarn that I dyed myself with acid colors for the first time in the basement of Casa del Arctic Knitting and Arctic Yarns, also known on the interwebs as Amelia. She also hosts the podcast, Arctic Knitting Podcast. You will have heard me talk about her a lot, because, you know, that's how we roll. So this is how the socks came out, and I absolutely love them. But do you think that this reminds you a little bit of the Christmas rose? I am working on a Christmas sock box, and since I celebrate from December 1st until this, January 14th, I am going to need quite a pair of socks, because I want one for each day. Totally normal. Anyway, I have enough yarn here to do swaps, and maybe even a shorties pair for next summer, who knows. I love dyeing the yarn. I I absolutely loved knitting with it, and I love how it came out. As for more knitting, I am currently knitting on my first pair of socks for the Strictly 2019 sock knit along, or crochet along, or sew along. I don't know, can you sew socks? You probably can, I've just never heard of it. Ali of Little Drops of Wonderful, just gonna remove a stitch marker that's just really hanging on there. Ali of the Little Drops of Wonderful podcast now hosts the annual knit along, because this is the 3rd year running. Last year I won a sock blank. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. And I'm casting on my socks with that sock blank on 2mm needles, double pointed zings. I only use the double pointed zing needles because I absolutely hate the circular needles for zings, because they snag the yarn in the joints. However, totally digressed. This is what the sock blank look like today. Focus. There we go. So, I've knit a pair of socks in a sock from a sock blank before. Did I buy it? I must have bought it from Amy Florence Stranded Dye Works. Yes, that's the name. And I enjoyed the process back then. I think it was last summer or something. But this time around, I did not. So what I did was that I took my new gift that I'm going to talk about in a little bit. That was a teaser for the incoming goodies. I took that, I wound the entire sock blank up on it, and I soaked it, and I hung it stretched to get most of the crinkles out there. I know you can beat it and you can steam it and all that. I just was not in the mood for it. And now it is almost crinkle free. It has a little bit texture to it, if you want to call it that, but I absolutely loved the color here. It's naturally dyed by Hannah. Oh my goodness, I am brain farting today. Sorry, I will put her information on the screen. I'm just in travel mode. Hannah has a lovely Instagram account, and she dyed this naturally. Now, naturally doesn't always mean, you know, oh my god, that's the best, because there's a lot of poisons out there naturally in the nature. But when people do this with yarn, I just, yes please, I want everything. So, I have no idea where that came from. Anyway, this is the sock. The pattern is, this is the sock that I cast on and finished the first live show of our show. So ours started this previous Saturday from this episode. So the 30th of what month is it? August. It started, and I cast on this on the morning of that day, and I finished by the time I got to bed. I even wove in the ends. Now, I did something a little bit different from the pattern. I actually took this repeat right here from the center of the chart and took it down to the toe. So it actually gives the sock a little bit more character, I guess you can call it. The pattern is gorgeously written, and it is by my lovely fellow Norwegian fellow Norwegian podcaster, Solapalooza Knits, also known as Elizabeth, and they are called Mountain Rain. And if I'm not mistaken, these are inspired by Bergen, which is the city that she lives, podcasts from, and the knitting festival will be held in. So knitting these now, a few weeks before I'm going there to the festival, in yarn that I won in the Strictly Knit Along last year. See? It all fits so well together. That's it. I always knit my socks in one way, but I always adapt the pattern to my preferred sock. How gorgeous is this pattern? Oh my goodness. Can't wait to wear this. So pretty. This is what it looks like in stockinette. So gorgeous. Can you believe this is dyed naturally with plants and stuff? When I got the sock blank, it actually had like a print of a maple leaf. It was so cool. So I love this project a lot already. Oh no, it's going into the bag that Ali, of Little Drops of Wonderful, the hostess of the cowl and the podcast, gifted me for our first advent swap. There we go. Pretty, huh? It's always socks in there. Okay, so that was it for knitting, and I am now going to talk a little bit about spinning, yarn dyeing, coloring, and incoming goodies. Yeah, let's start with the spinning. Cue Kleenex and sad music. I sat it to death, like literally. I wasn't spinning with my ass though. Oh. Okay, so I sat on it and it broke. Can you believe that? Oh my god. It's been my favorite spindle ever since I got it. It has tape because it's been to the floor so many times. And the plate is just... I know I can fix it by going and buying one of these, but it... yeah. Makes me sad that it's gone. I wrote an obituary on it on Instagram. Anyway, I broke my favorite spindle, and it's been my favorite spindle because it is huge. It's got... it has a big plate, and it had a long shaft, and it just spun like a dream. I tried spinning with it like this. Didn't work. Just gonna hold on tight to that. Maybe send it back to Louise of Spin City, who makes these spindles. I'm just such a fan. And have her fix it and just send it back with my new order. Because I do that. I buy spindles from her. Which we will get back to in this portion of the spinning segment, because in this bag that I got in a swap from So Sweet Violet Jules, I still owe her a bag. We swapped bags and yarns a couple, oh my goodness, this is almost 3 years ago now. I sent her a bag, and to this day I am so mortified because this is what I got in return. I was just like, wait, no, you didn't get a bag, you got a something. So this is the bag that the beautiful person of So Sweet Violet, see the zipper? Jules sent me. If you're in doubt, fiber lives in here. Sent me, and it is just so beautiful. It has doves on it, well, birds, roses, everything I love. And one day, Jules, if you're watching, I will send you a better bag. I swear, and I cross my heart. But yeah, so I love this bag and I always use it. I'm just having some natural colored merino silk blend here that I ordered especially from Spin Jones. This is not dyed at all. It's just, like I said, silk and merino. This is another spindle from Spin City UK, wonderful Louise. Haven't set this one to death yet. It's a good thing, because I only brought, I say this now after having set to death the other spindle, I only brought 2 spindles. I was considering bringing the third, but I didn't. I regret it now, because I like having 2 spindle projects on the go. No idea why. Anyway, I love the look of the spindle, and I I love spinning this yarn. However, that being said, when it comes like this in a batch, it gets a lot more fluffy than if it comes in a braid. And I've learned that I prefer the braid. I'm not liking to spin with the bat, it's just gets a little bit too fluffy for my taste. So I'm hoping that after having finished the yarn, it's going to look a little bit different. But I'm loving this bag. Doesn't it have a stamp or something? Yeah, here. On here. Happy, happy, happy. So sweet. And then, except for this little bugger that got away, I've spun up all the samples that I got from Spin Jones when I order yarn from her. I'm just gonna show you these. And I've spun up the sample that lovely Christine of Storybook Fibers sent me. So adorable. Okay, so I'm gonna show you this now. It's almost like a vlog. These are the minis, well, teenies. I think they're 2 or 3 grams each. And I just spun them up. And they're pretty much the same size as this one. So that was fun. I have no idea if I'm going to use them for anything, but zooming in now, zoom back out. If I'm going to use them for anything, but you know. So again, I got them from Spin Jones. Love that woman's shop. So many goodies. I just have them tucked in here. Before I start talking about the yarn dyeing experiment, I know that many of you is eager to see the progress on my Sagawal kofte. I'm just gonna pop a picture here. This is the first I knit that ended up being a gift to Amelia, again of the Arctic Knitting Podcast and Arctic Yarns, just because it was a swatch. I didn't wash it when I swatched, and so I messed it up, and it was too small for me, and so she got that for her birthday. Yeah, I didn't do that mess up this time. However, I played Yarn Chicken and I lost. I've never done that before. It sucks. Never played Yarn Chicken, that is. I also very rarely lose. So I'm not going to show it this time because it's safely packed in my suitcase, and I've ordered yarn to the address that I'm going to be staying at for a couple of weeks in central Norway. So yeah, I lost the Yarn Chicken. I've had like 1 button band to knit and sew it together. That was it. I had like 6 or 7 grams too little to finish the kofte, and that is, well, I'm knitting it a little longer than the pattern calls for, so I knew that it could be too little, but I was hopeful. Now to the yarn dyeing. So I've had some fun. I'm just gonna check if it's still recording. So I had some fun in the kitchen here at my mom's place. I ordered 4 hanks of undyed yarn from, I think it's Ad Libris, Norwegian and Swedish, maybe even Danish, I don't know. But I ordered yarn 4 hanks undyed, and I played with some food coloring. So I tried greens and I tried blues. Well, green and blue. Food colors, the yarn just loves it. It just, and it's done. But it was fun, and when I'm done talking with it, I will insert a couple of minutes of video of how I did it, just because I'm not an expert and I can't do a tutorial on it. But if you're interested in seeing how I did it, you're going to see that in just a few seconds or minutes. That depends on how much I ramble. So this is how the greens turned out. This is sock yarn. And this is the blue. And just because the light is messing up, we're gonna check it out on the couch. So this is the green. This is it's got more tint to it though. Doesn't pick up the colors correctly at all, you guys. Okay, so at least you get a little bit of idea of what it looks like. It's a little bit more bright green in the reality. It's also very thicker, much thicker. I think it's DK. And here is the blue. That picks up perfectly. And these are going to be socks for winter, just because winter here, cold, need warm socks. Yes. Here we go. So 4 hanks of yarn, 100 grams each, 400 grams of yarn. Amazing. Can't wait to knit these up into thick socks. Yes. I have more thick sock yarn, but I've bought those. We're gonna go into those in incoming goodies because they are purchased and therefore incoming into my life. Right, coloring. Every color book, every color pencil, and every coloring pen went, I thought, to my storage facility. And then I remembered which box I put it in. Some lucky bugger in central Norway visited a thrift store and found the box of all the books and all the cards and all the coloring things, and I got a little bit depressed. And so I got online and I ordered Johanna Basford's 2020 coloring book calendar with coloring pages to each and every week of the year. You can take these off if you want to. I'm going to. I'm not coloring because it's artistic. I'm coloring because it is mentally calming. When I color, I think of nothing else unless I have vinyl or retro radio playing, because that's the kind of music I like listening to. I don't like today's boom, boom, boom music. I actually hate it. It makes my blood boil. Everything sounds the same today. It's not about the text, it's about the beat. So, and everybody's got the beat. So, but back to the coloring. This is the first color page. Let's see if I show you this correctly. Just some flowers. And then I'm working on December, January. If you can hear that, my belly is so hungry right now. It doesn't usually feel hungry, but today it does. Looks better on camera. So I grabbed this book. This is all I've done. I'm not going to flip through the entire book. There's videos on YouTube that does that for you already. You can just search for her name and 2020 coloring book. Hiccups. With that, I also bought Stettler coloring pencils. I love these pencils. I want the Faber-Castell pencils, but let's face it, those are expensive. But these are very, very good. The white you can see here is actually helping stabilize the pencils so they don't break as easily, and that is very positive to affordable pencils like this, just in case, you know, you're in the market. And then I bought again this set of Stabilo 30.88. I have no idea what all this means. I went to art school, but I just didn't care. Shame to say it. I went to art school because for some reason that step was necessary for me to go to flower decorators school. So that's why I went to pre-art school. Anyway, I love these pencils. Nope, these pens, they are fine liners, and I don't know what else to say about them. They are, I think, 8-sided. I love them. They do bleed through the pages a little bit, but you know, I'm fine with that. So I'm back into coloring. Yeah, I may buy some more coloring books next year, but I'm just gonna go through this one first. We're gonna start with the surprise. after my last episode, Christine, who I talked about in the spinning segment of Storybook Fibers, she is so generous. And I know that most likely she did this because she knew that if she had sent me a message asking if it was okay, I would have said, no, 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 you don't have to do that. That is expensive. And she's right, I would have. What happened was that Christine sent me a message saying, I just watched your latest podcast. This is not word by word, this is just a summary. I just watched your latest podcast and I can't believe you don't have the right equipment. And so I bought you this gift and it's already on the way. Sorry, I'm just reading the card. She bought the gift from Ravelry, which I've been to check out on social media and their website, and yeah, decent people. I know what this cost, and on the box I know how much the shipping was. This is it also comes with this short stick. So the terminology is just beyond me, but you can wind minis with it. I am so touched and I am so grateful, Christine, and thank you. It has been so much fun using this already. It was tricky to get the hold of it because I started out watching YouTube videos. That didn't help me at all. So I just went for it and I just said, okay, this looks, okay, this doesn't cross here, it doesn't cross there, so this has got to be it. So it was about an hour trying and failing before I got it, but now that it's in there, I'm just like, ooh, winding the yarn. This is so much fun. Thank you so much. I'm just gonna do this, just make sure that it's the same way and safely put it aside so that I can find it again when I get back to my mom's place later this fall. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I absolutely love your gift. You sneaky bugger. Okay, I've bought some knitting needles. You know that I went from no zing circulars and back to the good old, little bit expensive Knitter's Pride, Knitter's Pro here in Europe, rosewood cubic needles. I bought them all in 4mm plus 20 centimeters because they didn't have 15, 4mm DPNs, because I am planning to knit a sweater with these. I do know that they are on the expensive side. However, if they break, you get new ones without having to pay for it, because that is just how Knit Pro works. If you break these wooden needles, you get new ones. So I got those. I've also purchased some yarn. I'm gonna wait with a hand-dyed yarn up till last, but I purchased some baskets. This is one of them, and when I was thrift shopping with my younger brother when he was here visiting, one of the reasons I took social media break for knitting, and in here is sock yarn, good old Norwegian style, traditional thick sock yarn that I bought from Europris here in Stockmarknes. They have several different colors. They don't have color names. Europe is good on naming their yarns with colors, like this one, 605. Or this one, 604. Or this one, let's guess, 606, 612. Okay. So, as you can tell, they are, I think it's 3-ply, thicker yarn, and one of the plies have a different color than the natural one. So this one is middle gray, brown, natural, and this one has a little bit more camel color to it. Can you see that at all? And this one has natural gray. And these will all become thicker socks this winter. So knitting thicker socks is super quick. So that's not going to be a problem. I need more thicker socks for my personal stash, because you know, living in Norway, that's necessary. I don't know why people keep telling me they wish they lived here. Do you like being cold? Because I don't. And now for the hand-dyed yarn. I ordered this to go together in a shawl, but you know, things change, you never know. But they are absolutely gorgeous. And I ordered them from a Norwegian dyer, Enchanted Forest Fibers. And they are merino sock. And the tags are beautiful. I'm just gonna show you her card first. She's going from Etsy to her own website, which is completely understandable in these times because Etsy are this is Enchanted Forest Fibers, dyes in Norway, and she's got the most subtle, beautiful colorways you can imagine. So I really do recommend checking her out. Again, I've only ordered minis from her in the past, and I love them, and I always wanted to come back to her shop, and so I did. Look at these beautiful colorways. Oh my goodness. They are so beautiful. And look at these tags. Can you handle the beauty that is these tags? Also on each tag there is a tiny little stitch marker. So well thought of. Just the details. Let's start with this one. It's got tints of purple and pinks and naturals and specks of brown and pink, and it's just gorgeous. It is Jumping Bean. 100 grams is 425 meters. Just look at the yarn instead of my face. 75-25 superwash merino and nylon. Fingering weight and hand dyed in the south of Norway. Enchantedfibers.com. Skein number 1. Skein number 2 is called Hope. And again, same base, same information. I ordered these and yarn that hasn't arrived yet for my third Podivercary. The second yarn box that I bought is also from a Norwegian dyer, and it hasn't arrived yet because one of the sorting offices here in the northern Norway likes to hold on for your package for a day or two. The longest they've I have this app, this tracking app for the mail system here, and the longest I have seen them hold on to a package from scanned in to shipped out is a week. I'm considering phoning them just at random and saying when they pick up, oh, so you do work there, there actually is people there, good to know. And since I'm going tomorrow to the south again, it's not going to be here when I'm here, and that just pisses me off. Anyway, the yarn in that box is amazing. There's like 2 sweater quantities in there and a fade for Andrea Mowry's Find Your Fade, and it was all going to be a 3-year anniversary gift to myself, so luckily these arrived. I did break the bank a little, but you know, it's my Podivercary, so. Another incoming goodie. I'm gonna pop a picture up here. I bought this pattern. I bought a lot of patterns, but this pattern I really want to shout out. I bought this pattern and I'm so excited. I've asked Ali of Little Drops of Wonderful if she wants to have a friend along with me and crochet this bag. I'm hoping so bad to have this bag finished by the time I go to Bergen Knitting Festival, because I would love nothing more than to have this bag and fill it with yarn at the festival. It is a gorgeous design. Let's see, I have to use, because you know,
fibromyalgia fog brain combined with going out traveling tomorrow, not done packing. I need my cheat sheet. It is the shh, I'm podcasting. Ooh, the yarn from my Sangaval kofta is sent from Denmark. Yay! New crochet bag pattern from Vishuv's Craft. Sorry. Gorgeous Instagram feed. Seriously, check out that Instagram feed. If you don't want to make everything in there, I do believe there's something wrong with you. So many gorgeous patterns, including this bag. I'm going to make it in completely different colors because this combination just isn't my sheen, but oh my goodness. I love everything about this design. I love the fact that it's color work, that it's crochet, not knit, because sometimes I just really like a change. Sometimes, not always. And just, I love this design so much. Nothing about this design is awful. And so, I bought it for me and my friend. The bag is called Calgary at Twilight and it is super funky. Now, for life. I've touched upon it previously in this episode already, that I am traveling south to visit some family and organize a little bit in my storage facility, put more things in there because I've purchased a few things since I got up here. It's just so weird. I don't even have a home. Being homeless, I've been homeless now for 4 months. I put my things in storage voluntarily to spend my rent money paying down debt. I have more than half, I've cut more than half down in a year. But being disabled in Norway doesn't mean luxury. A lot of people look to Norway and say, oh my goodness, I wish I could live in this country. And just a heads up, if you're considering it, being sick and being disabled and being poor in Norway sucks. It is pretty much, it's probably easier than a lot of other places in the world. I can, you know, say that much, but it is so discriminating and it is so downright sometimes vicious. Getting back into the market of renting is something that I really want to try to avoid, just because I can't pay down my debts then, because renting here is so freaking expensive and electricity is so, everything here is so expensive and you get so little when you are disabled. I'm not saying we should be millionaires, but you know, you know. And so I am really trying to get a loan to buy a place, and so far that has not helped at all. I'm still not giving up, but that is also one of the reasons I took this long social media break. It's just because it's very overwhelming and it is a lot to focus on when you have, every year I get less and less energy because of fibromyalgia, and so this year, being homeless, putting things into black and white, I need several days alone in bed to rest, because that's what fibromyalgia is for a lot of people. Fibromyalgia isn't the same for everybody, so if you know someone who has fibromyalgia and knows what that person thinks and how it feels, he or she feels, you don't know how the next person with fibromyalgia is going to act, behave, or have, you know, be in the, you know what I'm trying to say here. And so I haven't rested properly for 4 months. I knew it was going to be hard, but this is just, yeah, it's very close to breaking me. So when I'm done with Bergen Knitting Festival, I will have been homeless for 4 months, 5 months over that, closing in on 6. And I don't think I'm going to be back podcasting until October. I don't know. But after this video goes live, there's a couple of vlogs coming. slow TV, non-talking vlogs. I'm pretty excited about these two actually. They're already done and uploaded to scheduled times, but I just need to breathe and take time to me and figure everything out, because I want to come on here and be me like this, and today that was a struggle. That's life. As always, thank you so much for watching. Whoever you are, wherever you are, be kind, be good, spread love and acceptance, embrace diversity, because without it, it is no beauty. And yeah, press the thumbs up button. You know, if you press the thumbs down button, I've already told you, it's gonna help me run. Anyway, feel free to share this video with your fellow crafty interested friends. Either, you know, send them a link from this page, or, you know, take a screenshot and share it on social media and tag me. I would love to know if you're watching. Are you knitting while you're watching? Are you crocheting? Are you having a cup of coffee? You know what I'm looking for here. Share the love, and I will see you back here on the channel for a couple of vlogs before Bergen Knitting Festival. Like I said, slow TV, no knitting, and then my good friends Bergen Knitting Festival vlogs. Oh yeah. Okay, so thank you so much for watching, and have a very nice day.